Okay guys, this is my video on, I'm going to say OPNSense or OPNSense. It's an open source firewall and it's apparently completely free to use if you're a hobbyist at home. I believe there's a business edition as well. I could run this on VMware, but I wanted to have something that was separate for a firewall level to firstly play with, and secondly, if I wanted to turn my virtual environment off, the firewall could still stay on. So I started Googling repurposing equipment, and what you're looking at here is the bare bones of a 5525X. At one stage, not the flagship of firewalls, but at least up at the top of the range of their models at the time. I'm not comparing it to any of the vendors, just the Cisco world. You can repurpose these guys by buying a cable that goes into that slot there. You have to remove, depends how agile and how good you are with your fingers, but there's a slot that goes over here that's got the riser card. It's the PCI riser card here, so I just took that out. There's a connector that goes there as well. You pull up, pop it off, and then you get easy access to the board. Now this cable you could buy, if you're in America, it's really easy to get hold of. In the UK, I struggled to try and find one, and it was a 20-day, well, it was £25 or $25 delivery charge to take it from the US for the only one I could find, and it would have took a while, and I only had 2 days, so I thought, what the heck, I'll just play with something. So I picked up those wonderful little packs of cables that you can buy, and the little boards that you can pop them into to play with. Went from 1 to 15 on here, to 1 to 15 on there, and then linked them all together on here. Added an extra ground because it wasn't working at the start, thinking that might be the problem, but it made no difference, so that's just a dangler. And lo and behold, we have a booted system. So what I've done before I started this recording was I created the ISO image and I installed it. That was such a simple process, I didn't feel there was much need doing that recording process. But if I do a Control-Alt-Delete, you can see how it boots up. I'll go in the bar so I can show you which bits I changed. I think it's F2 on these keyboards. I said while we're waiting for it to boot up, I could upgrade the memory on this, but I'm going to see how it performs and see if I really want to take the extra hit on the power, just to drive a bit of extra memory that it may never use. And like I said, this is just home testing stuff to complement the other stuff that I've got already and to see if it's better. And I don't have to keep worrying about am I going to be able to get a license for it. Oh, I missed the BIOS. But essentially, there you go. That's OPNSense or OPNSense ready to go and booted. So I'm just going to reboot it again and try and get the BIOS again this time. Come on, you can do it. Let's make sure we do F2. I did enable quiet boot, so I'm hoping that's what's perfect. Okay, so here's our BIOS, and the only places I changed were boot, quiet boot I enabled, ROM1 I disabled, and then the first boot is the USB drive, and then the second boot is the onboard drive that in my box it came with one, and that was to do with the firepower module, I believe, but I've got no use for that now, so that's just been trashed. So USB was for the original setup, the second boot is the hard drive, and then into here to save and exit. I don't think there's much more in here that you can play with. I'm not going to mess around with things I don't understand. It doesn't support HT technology at all anyway, so there's no point running VMware on it. But it's hopefully going to do exactly what I want it to do. So I'm going to just come out here without saving any changes. And then this isn't currently connected in. That port there was the first port that it found, which was quite cool. I thought it was going to start on one over here, but it was that port. But you can do trial and error on it when you get your setup done. Flies, absolutely flies. We're watching it boot up now. Rubik's Cube, TARDIS. And is she done? I mean, some of these little holes delays maybe because these nicks ain't plugged in yet, so I've created a couple of nicks as well. I said, that cable that's plugged in, it's plugged into nothing. See, not flashing much yet. It's just in here so I can finish off the setup. And you get that wonderful boo 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 doo 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 doo, and it's ready to go. Now the VGA is a little bit skewed, so we're missing login and some of the text on the side. But that's it. If I had my Windows machine here plugged in, I could log onto it, but I'm going to take this downstairs and go and put it in the rack and bring it into commission. Actually, I'm going to put it all back together again. I've labelled all these cables if I ever need to use it again, but it's pretty simple. 1 was there, 2 was there, keep going back to 15 at the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then I just, on this board here, which is from Amazon for a £5, I've just gone 1 to 15, and then this side I've gone 1 to 15. And then in here, read your pinouts inside this VGA cable. Really look inside it. Use a little microscope if you have to. This is upside down, but the cables start from, I want to say, if that's the top, it goes 1 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15. On some of the pictures I found on the internet, it was the other way around. Maybe that was facing the monitor, so I read it wrong. So just take extra time to make sure that your pinouts are matching what your cable says first. And if you have any luck with this video, or if this video has helped you, please let me know in the comments. Feel free to like it, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well. Thank you.